Hey guys, it's Kim. It is Friday, April the 23rd, and I'm here with our weekly COVID-19 update. The topics I'd like to cover today are admissions, Rehab Central and what to expect, Rehab South changes, mask, the N95s, activities for Spalding Square, Mobilex and Oxygen, and the designated area and facility travel. Admissions. Beginning on Monday, April the 27th, we will begin the process of admitting residents again. That doesn't mean we've got a lot of admissions lined up and they're all going to come Monday. It just means we are beginning to start that process of looking at prospects again. We will not knowingly be admitting any active COVID-19 positive patients or any patient that is under investigation. All new admissions will go to the back of Rehab Central. We will utilize rooms 210 and then 212 through 218. On Rehab Central, all new admissions, regardless of the unit they will eventually move to, will be on the back side of Rehab. This will be known as the observation area. They will remain there for 14 days to ensure they do not have any symptoms of COVID-19. All residents are assessed every shift for symptoms, and a decision tree is in place to guide nursing staff. If a resident has symptoms that meet that criteria, they then will be moved to Rehab South. Rehab Central is the observation area. The observation area on Rehab Central will be limited to designated staff. Staff on the front of Rehab Central or any other unit should not be in that area unless they have some business to complete. Staff who are working in that area must always wear an N95 mask when they are in the back in that area. Each room has a transition space that is taped off. This space allows you to be in the resident room without PPE. This space can be used to hand things in and out of the room for someone who is in PPE. In the transition space, there is a tote for shields to go when you are removing your PPE. The shield will have to be cleaned after you have exited the room and washed your hands. All of the residents on this unit will be in contact and droplet isolation. A central PPE cart is in the middle of the back hallway and it has a cover. The supplies is labeled and staff should be able to quickly see what they need so that Tom can replenish. Donning instructions are located on the cart and doffing instructions are located in all resident rooms. It is very important that you always follow these instructions correctly. We've received a donation of face shields from U of L. I want to give a shout out to Tiffany Terriaco for getting that. The face shields are reusable. When taking off your PPE, your shield will be last. You will remove your gloves and gown in the room, perform your hand hygiene, remove your shield, and place in yellow tote in the transition space. Perform hand hygiene again and leave the room. After leaving the room, you will go wash your hands in the sink for 20 seconds. You will return to the room, don your gloves, and wipe down the shield with Sandy wipes. Hang those back on the hooks outside of the room for the next person. I know that sounds like a lot of steps. Please know everyone's going to be there to work with you and help you through as people are admitted. On Rehab South, that is now going to be designated for those residents who have had symptoms and have met the criteria to be monitored. The isolation precautions for South are the same as Central. Shields, transition space, all of that, except that every resident will have their own isolation cart. This space is to have limited staff. Do not use South to travel to Central or Spalding. If you need to get to the other side, you must go down and around. Please note, those folks that get moved to South, they are what we would consider a person under investigation of COVID. We will continue to assess them to determine if they need further testing and what other workup is necessary. Mask. Staff on Rehab will all be issued an N95 mask. Staff on the back of Central will wear their N95 the entire shift since they are asymptomatic. Staff on South will have a dedicated N95 for each patient or resident. These masks will be in bags and taped to the wall. All direct care nursing staff are now asked to wear surgical masks. This also includes physical therapists or occupational therapists if they're going into the resident spaces. Their entire shift. If your mask becomes soiled or wet, please ask for another one. We have bags that will be available to everyone who needs one to store your mask in. You can take it home with you, store it in your locker, but you will be responsible for keeping up with it. If you are a staff member who has direct patient interaction, you must wear a surgical mask from now on. Please keep the fabric mask. You're encouraged to continue to use those if you go out into the community, such as the grocery or gas station, and please see us if you need another one. Also, in regards to masks, I want to make everyone aware that all of the elders on Maria Hall now have their mask. I want to thank Gretchen and Sharon. They went and spoke to each elder on Maria Hall, and they know to have their mask on anytime they come out of their rooms. Spalding Square, we met with the staff on Thursday. I want to thank the second shift staff who were here at that time for going around and giving each elder on Spalding Square a mask. They are asked to wear their mask anytime they come out of their rooms, such as for weights, if you're going to take them to the shower room, or if they're just out kind of tooling around on the unit, they need to have a mask on. Activities on Spalding Square and Maria. At this time, all group activities on Maria and Spalding Square have been canceled. Our activity staff will be providing room-to-room activities. Mobilex and Oxygen. If we have a resident who requires an x-ray or an ultrasound, we're still able to do that in-house. We will be utilizing Mobilex radiologists to come in the building. However, they will be required to wear a gown, mask, and gloves the entire time they are in the building. They will still also need to be escorted to the unit. The staff member who will be escorting them will need to bring PPE down to them and ensure that they don it appropriately before going onto the unit. For oxygen, you will do the exact same thing. They will only go to the oxygen rooms and staff will have to do the changeouts. Please note he will have to be escorted to each one of the respective oxygen rooms. Designated areas and facility travel. It's very important that staff stay in their designated areas. No staff should be going on to units that they are not designated to be on. Really try to utilize phone and text for communication purposes, and please do not travel through Rehab South. Thank you for everything you're doing. Wash your hands, social distance, and always be kind to one another.